We also have some new details about the cocaine found at the White House. Reports claiming that the small-size bag of powder was found in a cubby near the Situation Room, which is just one floor below the Oval Office. It was previously reported that the drugs were found near the West Wing lobby. The alleged location is near where some official vehicles park, such as the vice presidential limo or SUV. The White House struggling to answer questions about who the cocaine belonged to.
Former President Trump has made some pretty wild posts recently on social media. One of them was that the cocaine found in the White House had belonged to either the president or his son. Are you willing to say that that's not the case, that they don't belong to them?
I don't have a response to that because we have to be careful about the Hatch Act.
Joining me now, former Georgia Congressman and ranking member of the House Judiciary Committee, Doug Collins. Congressman, it's great to see you. The Hatch Act, appropriate here?
Not even close. I mean, that's called, oh my God, I don't want to answer this question, and I'm flying here, and I got nobody to do. I can't phone a friend. I can't do anything. So it's just sad there. I mean, look, here's my problem with this whole thing. Where that is supposedly now being said that they found it, is it an entrance? There are cameras everywhere. There's security everywhere right there. They can find this out. Believe me, I just have a feeling if this was something other than cocaine, there would already be somebody arrested. There'd already be somebody found. It'd already be done. But because this is cocaine, because it involves somebody in that White House that either visited or worked there, this is being just slow walked and slow rolled. And it's really sad for the American people that we're having to go through this, because it just shows again that this White House is not transparent. It doesn't go after the things that people actually know about.
Yeah, and this is not marijuana, not legal in certain states. Cocaine, right. Joe Concha, is an illegal substance. And many are saying that President Trump is not crazy to maybe link this to Hunter Biden, who has a history of past drug use.
Precisely. And Jackie, did you hear that reporter's question? President Trump is making some pretty wild claims.
Wild.
Is it so wild? Yeah. Because Hunter Biden is a former addict, and if you're an investigator here, he would be your first suspect based on his history. The fact that this was found near the Situation Room suddenly maybe takes away the whole theory that, oh, it was just somebody visiting the White House doing a tour, maybe right. dropped it
and they
there.
Just left it.
Right, exactly. So my question for Doug Collins is, Doug, this should be wrapped up in about 5 minutes, right, when we're talking about as far as this is concerned. Because to your point, if cameras are everywhere in the White House, all you do is look at the tape. There it is. But it's almost as if we're witnessing a cover-up at this point.
Well, I think you are. And if it's where they're saying it is now, I have been by this place many times. Okay, this is where you go in. And it's inconceivable to me that they don't have camera videos, they don't have the facial recognition. I agree with you. 5 minutes is probably taking a little bit of time just to rewind the tape. I mean, this is a problem that again they're just hiding, and it is becoming a cover up now for whoever it is. But if it goes on and continues like this, I'd hate to see who they're going to blame it on, because right now this is getting bad. So somebody better watch out. Some low-level staffer may be in deep trouble in the White House if they can't find anybody, because at this point, it just seems like they're covering for somebody. And if nothing comes of this, it is very scary.
That's the thing, right? And the cover of the New York Post this morning, conspiracy of silence is what it says. Hunter Biden prosecutor ignores GOP demands, while the White House press secretary answers only 2% of questions about Biden's scandals. It's the House Judiciary Committee being stonewalled on any communications between Weiss and Attorney General Merrick Garland. Doug, your thoughts on this? Because when it comes to scandal, this White House, their lips are sealed.
Yeah, they need to be lips are sealed on this. But no, this doesn't surprise me. In fact, just a few weeks ago when Hunter Biden took the plea deal, the DOJ came out with a response a little bit later that said, well, this is the plea deal, but we're still investigating. That was specific. They did that, I believe, on purpose, because when they say that things are still being investigated, then DOJ and FBI will hide behind that and say, we're not going to provide details to the Congress. We're not going to provide details to anybody because it's, quote, still under investigation. The minute they said that, I knew this was going to happen. Jim Jordan and them are going to have to subpoena the documents. They may even have to go further than that. But at the end of the day, it's DOJ who would enforce a contempt or a subpoena from Congress, and they're not going to do it because they say it's still under investigation. This is what makes people know that there's two tiers of justice going on right now, and it's really good to be a Biden with this DOJ.
I want to hit this topic with you, too. Two Live Golf executives are skipping next week's Senate hearing about the league's merger with the PGA. Here's what Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy had to say about the merger last month. Watch this.
I think it's a really serious thing to have a foreign dictatorship in charge of a major U.S. sports league.
Doug?
Okay, Congress, I got you. I got a better idea for the senator. Why not pass appropriations bills? Why not pass the NDAA? Why not pass a farm bill? Why not do something for the American people? Look, I agree. Saudi Arabia needs to be held accountable for everything that they have done. But are you kidding me? We're going to waste time and effort in the Congress right now to investigate Live and PGA? I mean, again, this is a comm director's dream. They get 5 minutes on YouTube to bash the Saudi Arabia. But if this was truly an antitrust or anything issue, it would be at FTC. This is simply them lashing out on something of popular opinion, which I agree completely. Saudi Arabia is doing this. But where's the outrage at the Formula One sports, the tennis professionals who go there and others? They don't do this. This is an easy target. It's an easy YouTube or social media moment for Congress to have while they ignore some of the other things that they should be doing.
Yeah, some would argue that in this country, we've got some bigger fish to fry. Doug Collins, thanks for joining us this morning. Always good to see you, sir.
Good to see you, too. Y'all take care.